Hey guys, so Maalik Murphy, who I believe is a redshirt freshman this year. Maalik Murphy played in a couple of games, threw about 4 touchdowns to 3 interceptions, came in relief at Houston, but also was their quarterback, Texas's quarterback versus Kansas State. Got off to a great start, then happened to have some turnovers and sloppy play later in the game. Texas was able to win, but Maalik Murphy, 6'5", so very tall, and has good arm strength. Very good in the intermediate passing game. That's where he was really good in high school in California, a 4-star prospect. And now he is headed to Duke, and I thought that Maalik Murphy would be one of the most coveted players on that transfer market. I mean, he was doing so well in camp that he was so far ahead of Arch Manning at the beginning of camp, and then Arch Manning, I think, got a little bit better as the year went on. But of course, we don't know that insight whatsoever because we are not at Texas practices, right? We are not actually seeing practice at Texas. We do not have that access, so we don't know that insider information. You can only follow the tea leaves there with the Longhorns of Texas. But guys, this is a I'll tell you what about Maalik Murphy. Ewers is going to be back next year, and a great sales pitch by Manny Diaz. And I do not think that this is just chasing NIL. Now, I believe that Duke, for basketball, they do shell out some NIL, so maybe for the quarterbacks, but I don't think so. I really think that this is because he has a great opportunity to be a starter with Riley Leonard heading to Notre Dame. And also, Manny Diaz, very cerebral coach, good defensive coach, going to know what it's like to have to go against a Manny Diaz defense. It's going to continue to help your development, but you were trained under Steve Sarkisian, so you kind of know that pro-style hybrid offense that Sark runs where it's like getting a lot of matchups, a lot of crossing of the tight ends, a lot of pro-style things to get your wide receivers and tight ends on mismatches. That's what Sark does so well is he mismatches he shifts a lot of motions. It's not an easy offense to really memorize, and he's going to play a faster brand of football, Johnny Brewer's style of football, which is spread attack. They're gonna try to spread receivers out, and in the middle of the field they're gonna try to run it right up the gut. I think that when you look at Rhett Lashley and the success that Rhett has had as an offensive coordinator for, the Cam Newton days and him following Gus Malzahn from his days at Arkansas, Johnny Brewer and Rhett Lashley have been, close friends for a decade. So he's pretty much going to run that SMU offense at Duke. And ironically, I don't know if SMU is going to play Duke, but they're both now in the same league. SMU is now up to the ACC. So for Maalik Murphy, goes to a really decent ACC school, and also Duke University. The campus is beautiful at Duke, and also you can get a magnificent degree. You set yourself up for the future. But you can play in the NFL from Duke. I mean, we have Daniel Jones, Thad Lewis. You can get to the National Football League at Duke. But for Manny Diaz, who just got there, for him to get a highly coveted recruit like this, it's very, very impressive from Manny Diaz. And it also shows the trust in which Maalik Murphy has in Johnny Brewer. So it's interesting that USC and UCLA, both of them could not get that involved in the Maalik Murphy sweepstakes. That's what is interesting to me about this recruitment. So, again, he is unproven. I guess at the college level, meaning he's only played like 2 games, but he was schooled under the best. And I believe that the tools are there. If you watch, all of his high school, you go back and see some of the spring games in which he's participated, and then you watch game film, the guy has a lot of talent, and I think he's a tremendous get for Duke. And he's a guy that could be developed. He still probably has 3 or 4 years left of remaining eligibility. So overall, I know that this is maybe a week old, but I really like the signing for Duke University and Maalik Murphy, and I wanted to cover it today on the show.